I feel that worked surprisingly well. We're at it again. I don't know if you can see here, I actually took a grinder with a flap wheel on it. This says it's 60 grit. Yep, same as 60 grit sandpaper. It was used, so I'm kind of thinking it wasn't quite as 60 grit. Definitely left some marks, but I'm hoping I think it took out that oxidation that I'm calling, or what I'm calling oxidation. I don't know. If you know what it is, put it in the comments. But basically just this really bad haze that we're trying to get out. Just trying different methods to see what works. We know down on this end we already did, what was it, 320, 420, and then 600 grit. That seems to work pretty good. The only problem with the sander is it's flat. It's a 3 or 4 inch square flat. And with this bumper being old and bent, there's high and low spots. So you really can't get down into the low spots with the sandpaper or with the sander. So I've got to find an alternative where I can get down into those low spots. Now this really isn't going to get into the low spots so much, but I just want to try it to see what happens. So I don't know what grit this would be considered, but it's basically a heavier Brillo pad, and we're going to try it over the top of the 60 grit flapper disc wheel off the grinder. Let's see what happens. Well, I can still see some of the marks from the grinder, but I can also see some of the marks from this pad as well. I think I've got the marks from the grinder wheel covered up. I think it's actually looking pretty decent. It's getting better now, I think. I like it. Well, battery's dead. I think that's it's working at that dullness a little bit, that oxidation, but I don't think it's doing it all the way. I don't think it's taking it all the way out. I think it's still better to start with maybe some 320, or I find a different Brillo pad. This one's a little scratchy. Not really. No. This one's meant to stick. This one is not. But we're gonna make them. Cut that and see what we can do. All right, all the batteries are dead. Whenever I hit the bolts, it rips up the Brillo pad, but it seems to be doing a really good job. It'd be really interesting to know if we're cutting through that oxidation. feel that worked surprisingly well. Now we're gonna try this one. This one seems less scratchy than that one. That one was, I'd say more scratchy, just stiffer. We're just gonna do this and see what happens. Definitely see the oxidation coming out in places. Looks like I picked up some polishing compound from over here. Spreading it out, but I'm kind of liking this, I think. Wish I would have thought about this when Dylan was still here. Tried it and then let him polish over it, see what kind of a job it does. But I think we'll go ahead and put our wheel on. I gotta somehow figure out a way to rake it, clean it off. And I think we might just try it and see if we can get what kind of a finish we can get over the top of this and see if we got all that, most of that oxidation off. It seems promising. I don't know if it is or not, but it seems like it. All right, we got the wheel back in, and I don't have a rake to clean it off, so we're gonna have to improvise and use this old wire brush. Pretty good. I think I got me a new rake. Thinking that's going to be the steps, is sand it as good as you think and then polish it and see what's left for haze, and then we'll have to sand those areas and polish it again. Let's do that. Got rid of the oxidation or that haze, whatever it was, in the majority of the area, so that's good. We said there's some here we got to work on, so I'm going to keep working this way. now it's getting to be a little dark and it's getting tougher to see the haze and what I'm doing to it. So I think I'm gonna call it a night and call it a success. I definitely think we found a decent way at taking care of this bumper, making it look better than what it was, and that's my only goal right now. I'll just shine her up a little bit, and then someday when we get the money, we'll put a new one on, probably a little lower even. But until then, might as well make what we got as pretty as we can.